Normally a business idea such as this would have to have had some kind of business plan, some financing capability. Not so with Hardwood. It was nursed to life in Barbados through almost 100% financing by the government of this country and dependency on a Barbados National Bank overdraft. When the government was selling BNB, Clyde Maskell was very critical of that. All of a sudden he is on the radio, on the call-in programs 2 Sundays ago, saying what a good idea it was for the government to sell its shares in the Barbados National Bank. Why do you think Maskell praises the Barbados National Bank? No. And I ask the question tonight, which one of you in this audience tonight can walk into government headquarters with your 2 hands swinging, or even with $100,000, and come out with $2 million in financing from the government of this country through the Enterprise Growth Fund? Which of you other than the progenitor of Hardwood Housing Factory Inc. in Barbados? So not only did Hardwood Housing get a golden handshake, it also received the whole hand which it was given to shake. So that within 1 year, just a year of establishment of Hardwood, it has received from the government of Barbados through the Enterprise Growth Fund nearly $2 million. Now Albert Bradford acts as if he's the only person that has the documentation. But I want you to look at a document now that is going to be put on the screen, which is the indicative term sheet. Look at it. Indicative term sheet from Enterprise Growth Fund Limited. A building upgrade of $50,000. No, I have it here with me. That is the same document, just a few more pages with some signatures. $350,000 for plant and equipment. $350,000 for inventory. Working capital, $240,000. That was the first $1 million that Hardwood got from the government of Barbados, and that was in November 2006. Less than a year later, they had to go back to the government of Barbados. Bring it up, Jack. The second document. Which is another indicative term sheet. That's the signature page for the previous one. Bring up the next document, Jack. Let them see it. That's the signature of Mariana Brown. In respect of the first document, go on to the next document. And the next one, this is the one I'm talking about. A further $350,000 and $620,000 in working capital and $30,000 in costs. Explain to me which entity, individual, company would be able to go to the Enterprise Growth Fund in Barbados and in such a short space of time get $1 million and then go back for another $1 million. And all the time, you know, they're telling us this company was government owned. Did you know that the government owned a company called Hardwood Housing Factory Inc? Are there any other Barbadian companies in Barbados receiving this level of assistance? I have worked for clients in Barbados, people who make jams and jellies, people who have all kinds of businesses. And when they went to the Enterprise Growth Fund, they were required to provide certain information to that company, which often took a long time before they could get a cent. And in the space of 1 year, all of that. I also wrote to the Prime Minister and I said in my letter that equipment had been purchased in the name of the individual associated with the company and not the company. And I want to establish that. There are a whole set of documents you are now going to see on the screen. Quotation for a Bobcat dated April the 3rd, 2007 from Simpson Motors. A letter dated the 4th of September 2007 to F. Anthony Murrell from Simpson Finance relating to the arrears in payment for 2 stone mixers and 2 generators. In other words, even though the government was giving them the $2 million, you know they still were not paying for the equipment. Bring up the next document, Jack. That is stone mixer, generator. And I had to write to the man and tell him these payments are overdue. Meanwhile, he's still leasing the stuff to Hardwood, you know. So where the money going? But you know, they said that the man owned the equipment. And the word own can have different kinds of meanings. Let me tell you what happened. He went to Simpson Finance. He went to Consolidated Finance. And he entered into leasing finance agreements with those companies. Bring it up, Jack. Let's see them. So he leased the items and then turn around and lease them back to Hardwood Housing. Bring up the rest of them, let them roll, because they want to see the evidence. The evidence is there. That is a quotation for the Bobcat, $18,313. Look whose name it is in. Dump truck, stone mixer, Bobcat, mini excavator, a whole list of equipment that this guy Merle was able to so-called purchase, which is really leased in his own name. Bring up the next one. I will tell you when to stop. Next one. I don't want to go too fast. Stone mixer again. Next one. Next one. That is for the 3.5 ton dump truck. Next one. Those are the consolidated finance agreements. Next one. There are 4 of them. Another one. And the other one. These, look at the bottom of that. Your account is currently in arrears. Kindly pay by the 21st of September 2007. But Maskell, the great economist, the man who is so numerate, said that it was his idea that the gentleman should purchase the equipment in his name and lease it to Hardwood. Equipment that was in arrears of payment. Go along right down, Jack. Oh, you finished. You've reached the end of that part of it.